Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap up. So straight over to those charts. So 4 hour first. You can see we're still hovering around this resistance. I call it resistance, not support, because we're pretty much getting resisted by it. And at the bottom of the trend line, our newly adjusted bottom of this ascending triangle trend line. It's not obviously the greatest place for us to be. We need to make a move up over here to be pretty much, well, in what I would say safe. But at the time, whilst we are consolidating down here, I think at any point we could break down to around this 8,600 level. Especially with the weakness that we've got in stock markets recently. It's a difficult one really. Is Bitcoin gonna be able to get back and consolidate above 9,200 for a start? I think it's currently just about there, but it's got to spend some time up here and then get back above 9,500. what I'm kind of thinking for the weekend is that we may just drift around this zone. Maybe we'll get a push up to 9,400 and then come back down to 9,200. I'm not really expecting a lot to happen over the weekend, seeing as we are getting a lot of our direction from the stock markets. But by all means, we could have the big dump, but I wouldn't necessarily expect, and if we do get a big move either up or down, I would expect us to close that gap that we then have on the CME pretty quick. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. So not a lot has happened today, as obviously you guys know. We had a little bit of a test down, and then found our way basically back to where we started. The candle's not looking so bad though. It's not looking like the most bearish candle, so that's actually quite good. I mean, these are the sorts of candles that do turn the market around. So if we can start trading the next 12-hour candle above this one in this zone and start pushing up again, it will start to look better. Let's see what the daily candle is looking like. These aren't looking too bad, but obviously we've got the long lower wick showing that price action was brought back up. So that's kind of what you want. You don't want to be having these candles where obviously you come down and you stay down, and then obviously you're more likely to move further down in the next candles. These are more bullish candles. So we've got that going for us. Let's see what was on the 2-day. It's not looking so bad. It's not looking so bad overall, providing we stay in this triangle, providing we hold this support here, providing we break above these candles, these higher time frame daily and 2-day candles, and start moving upwards over 9,500. Obviously, the longer we do stay down here, though, the more likely it'll be we'll drop out of this, and then we've got to decide whether we are going to get supported at 8,600, which I mean we may not do. So we've got to consider that really. And if we don't, I mean, next stop around 8,000, and then where we could really get supported is around this 7,000 to high 6,000 level. Around here is where we could definitely look to find some support. And then, I mean, much the same way we got supported here after the move down. Look, it'd be around the same zone. That's what I'd be targeting as a level. So if we do break below here and we don't bounce or get supported off 8,600, then the target has to be about down here. We won't just come down to here and then turn around and start going. Sorry, we won't break this 8,600 to say come down to here, this level here, and then reverse and start going up from there. I highly doubt. We'll have to see how that plays out, obviously, as and when that happens. If that happens, we'll get the Stokes up. Daily, you can see we still we've not closed this we've not had the next tick on this, so yeah, still looking to cross back down. 12 hours getting to a point where we could start to see it curl back round, but obviously I thought that about the 4 hour yesterday when we were about here, and we had another big drive down. But yeah, 4 hours is pointing up as well. So I mean, these are the main Stokes that I look at. As you guys know, these are the main 12 hours, the main one. 12 hour pretty much told us that we were going down at, let me just close that, at basically here. Sorry, just before there, started turning, well, yeah, turning right down at about on this candle. So this was obviously, this was your signal, this was your chance to get short based on the 12-hour, and obviously 12-hour told you to get long, well, long on this candle here. So it generally does work quite well. The 12-hour, do like the 12-hour. It's like got you short here, got you long here, a bit of price, bit of flipping around there, got you long about here, and then got you short about here for a nice drop down. So the 12-hour stocks are really good. So yeah, I mean, those turning back up I think will be very good for price. If the 12-hour stocks turns back up, I think we're at least going to come and test this resistance, and then it will be a case of can we power through it, which I actually think we would be able to if we get up here and the 12-hour stocks is pointing upwards, and this 4-hour starts to make a nice move upwards into this bullish zone. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Not really too much else to say really. Range and stop got a nice low here, pretty much just at literally wick to the absolute low at this 9,029. So that's obviously good to see. And DMT and Dominator. DMT line still around this mid 9,300 zone. So yeah. That I think will, if we stay around where we are roughly, well, I think this will come down a bit anyway. As you can see though, it's got you out of your short trade for the time being, and indicating we've got potential upside. You can see by the green line underneath. And then Dominator did go short here and got a textbook short squeezed out of the position, or what would have probably been out, depending on how much you were going in on it. Obviously we wouldn't suggest you go all in at the same at the initial sell signal. Try and ladder some entries, and if you did that, you probably did okay in this move down, but obviously you are getting back offside now. But yeah, DMT is the main one. And like it is a strategy that we'll often use to only take the sells when we are in a sell DMT, as you can see from this line hit from the DMT sell line. So yeah, I am liking this this strategy. It does work well, gets some nice big moves, keeps you in the trades. The faster time period sell line here or buy line keeps you out of trouble as well. And then yeah, just tell you when to take some of the take profits. So yeah, good indicator. But yeah, so yeah, back over here, quick yeah, just a quick wrap. Obviously, weekend price action now. We've got to be keeping an eye on that weekend Wall Street, which we will be doing. When we're doing the weekend videos. And yeah, look, pushing over 9,200. If we can hold over here, get into this zone, consolidate around here, I feel like we'll turn those 12-hour stokes round, and then I feel like we'll at least get a push up to here. And I think that we will then have the momentum to get up. And if we get over here, I mean, really, all that's left for us is to, well, all that's really left for us is to break through the upside of this pennant, especially if it takes us about to early June to get there, to get back, just to work this out, get up here, get over there, get up here, about mid-July, early to mid-July around here, and we could break out anywhere around this zone. So yeah, that could be that we could be lining up for good things to come. Yeah, obviously the stock market is the main thing we've got to watch. I'm sort of building my altcoin list up there. We'll have the altcoin videos coming soon this weekend, basically. The ones that I'm looking at, compiling the list, doing a bit of research on them. Yeah, so let's just sort this out a little bit. This is obviously on a daily, but yeah, so I mean, realistically, I'm thinking the 618 here will potentially, on this horizontal level, will potentially be supporting stock market. So I'm not necessarily expecting us to come down much lower until we take out and close under this level. And I'd expect us to be supported either round where we are with the 200-day, or at this horizontal, or at the 618. So once we get a resumption in the uptrend in stocks, which I'm sure we will get, then yeah, obviously we've got there are some things coming coming down the pipe for us in the stock market, such as commercial mortgages, commercial loans, commercial real estate loans. That's the one, commercial real estate loans, which are pretty much looking in dire straits at the moment, seeing as businesses aren't open or paying rents, and it's just the high street is just obliterated. So obviously lots of banks got lots of exposure to that. So I think that could if we are gonna revisit these lows or take them out, it's going to be a commercial real estate loan defaults that will hit a lot of banks that are heavily exposed to these. So the main one being Wells Fargo, and then the second highest exposure being JP Morgan. And then you've also got like companies like shares like Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett, he's massively exposed to commercial real estate, and both those banks that we just spoke about too. So these guys could be getting whacked. But this is similar to the 2008, where it was really just a financial element. Obviously we've got the actual real economy going kaput now, but this particular aspect of it will be potentially financial. So I have no doubt the Fed will throw loads of money at it, give like certain hedge funds and private equity people really cheap loans just to go and buy up all this stuff, and so they just get basically money for nothing. Give them money for free, and then go and buy real assets, sit on them and wait for them to go back up in price, and just make loads of money for basically just being friends with the Fed and being part of the rich elite. But anyway, I've digressed. Yeah, I think we got that coming, and I think it could hit financials. But obviously I do think, just based on what the Fed's prepared to do anyway, things like that are just going to be they'll easily pump us up based on that. But I think that's what the market's looking at the moment. But anyway, that's stock market. So yeah, I mean that will drag BTC down. But I'm expecting an inflationary environment. I expect BTC to do well, gold to do well, all commodities to do well, soft commodities to do well. I'm expecting a lot of things to do well in this environment. Even though it won't be a good environment generally for the economy, and obviously part of it not being good is the inflated inflated prices of things that people need, like commodities. Yeah, so it will be it's going to be an interesting summer trading. I'm starting to diversify into some alts that I think may have a bit better potential at either going up or holding their value in this sort of environment that I'm looking at. So I'll have those videos coming out this weekend, and and by the end of next week as well, I should have my new office set up all sorted as well, so that should be looking good, fingers crossed. And so I'll speak to you tomorrow morning, guys. Remember, not a financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys soon.